What is going on, you guys? My name is David Ragambe, and today I'm actually here to talk to you guys about a topic I don't usually speak on. And, something really crazy just happened. First of all, I'm in my car, so usually I would use my DJI mic, but I forgot my receiver, so couldn't use that. I didn't know I had my headphones until halfway through the drive. I was driving before, obviously I got in my car. So we found those. And then I just recorded a 15-minute video and found out I wasn't even recording. So somebody's trying to stop me from posting this, which means we got to do it by any means. And today I want to talk about a very specific topic that I do not usually hear about. I hear about it in some facets, but not in this specific area. And that is that lust is destroying your gains. Now, we hear about lust and how bad it is for a plethora of different reasons, but we don't usually talk about the vitality part. We don't talk about the loss of muscle mass that it comes with for a few reasons. Number one, you don't feel as energized, right? When you are chronically beating off, watching porn, and ejaculating all over yourself, you feel like shit after that. Excuse my language. You don't feel good, right? And this lack of energy lasts for days, and we all know it. We all know it. That's why after we finish, rather by ourselves or with a woman, we get drained, we get tired. Why? Because we literally just drained raw energy, raw life force out of our bodies. So we don't feel good. So when we want to lift, go to the gym, like, you're going to move at a less productive rate than the man who is saving himself, who is saving his seed. And number two, which is one that I don't think I've ever heard before, and that is that whenever you release your seed, you are literally taking a piece off your life. This is costing your life. And because I've been in this situation before, I noticed that my cuts don't heal as quickly. It's like the literal life force has been pulled out of me. Like, we all know that sperm is literal life force, right? So I noticed that my cuts wouldn't heal as quickly, right? And now you see people who are in their 20s who look like they're 30, and I've been told, because I'm 24 years old, I've been told I look old. Older, at least. I've dealt with balding. I started balding when I was younger. Don't worry, I still got my top, but I started balding when I was 20. I had gynecomastia growing up, and as you may have seen or heard in my other videos, you don't just get gyno. It's either from surgery or from steroids because of the hormone imbalance, or it's because of having such a low level of testosterone that your body literally grows a pair of tits. And that's what I had. Why? Because I was beating off throughout my maturity, while I was maturing from a young age to now. I mean, we're still dealing with this. Obviously, it's not as bad, right? I do want to be open and honest with you guys about this topic. I have not fully conquered this. This is a work in progress for me, but I'm taking steps every day to make sure that I do not fall back into these loops. And I go weeks without enduring, right? Let that be said, okay? We are not as far off as we were when we were kids, because when I was younger, dude, it would be one time a day, 2, 3 times a day for however many days straight, it was pretty bad. And that's why I had the gyno. And it's absolutely embarrassing to talk about. I don't talk about this to really anyone. And nobody talks about these effects. Nobody talks about the loss of muscle. Your muscle starts to deteriorate because your body, all the nutrients that's within your body is in that seed. Why do you think women love it? Think about it. We're not going to get on the topic of women here, but all the nutrients in your body is in your seed. And when you stack that with having a poor diet where you're not meeting your nutrient threshold, where you're not getting the nutrients that your body needs to thrive, it gets way worse because you're already having bad effects with the poor diet. And then you add spilling your seed on top of that. And you guys know how bad it gets, spilling your seed, how horrible you start to feel. So you add those two things on top of each other, not having nutrients, and then whatever nutrients you do have, you waste it. It is a concoction for disaster. The Bible literally says sin leads to death. I'm paraphrasing here, but you get the point. Sin leads to death. And this is one of those things that quite literally lead to death. This is literal life force, fellas. Life force. How do you think babies are made? Let's do the math here. This is literal life force. When you spill your seed, life gets pulled out of you. Again, that's why men start to look older when they're younger. That's when they start to bald prematurely, because they are spending minutes, if not hours, if not, days, weeks, years of their lives because of this strong desire. And anybody who deals with lust, and we're just talking about sexually, we're not even talking about the food, guys, because lust is not just sexual desire. Lust is anything that you cannot control. Let's just talk about food for just a second. You see a hamburger in front of you. You think, oh man, I really want it. There's no thought trying to stop you from eating that burger. No one gets bad for you. No one gets unhealthy. And it's not just with that. It could be with money. It could be with cars. It could be with any material thing. You can only be materialistic with lust. There's no, you can have lustful desires, but it always leads to something material. And yes, for the sake of this video, we're only talking about the physical manifestation of sexual desires, but it starts with ambition. Anybody who's watching this in this video who has issues with their lust, it's because you are so vigorously ambitious and just haven't found an outlet to put that energy into. So what do? You find vices, laziness, pornography, food, TV shows, just laying around doing nothing because you don't know what to do with that built up ambition. And it drives a man crazy. I know what it's like to have a furnace burning inside of your chest, full of ambition, ready to go at any moment. And when there is no outlet, it is spread out anywhere just to get that ambition out. And we don't even think about it like that, but that's exactly what it is. And I just wanted to make this video because I've been through it bad, man. I mean, I had gyno, for God's sake. It doesn't get too much worse than that. Let's be real. I started balding at a young age. I still got my hair, but you know, people say I look older than I am, and maybe I do, and that could be a result of this. But I need you guys to really fathom the cost here. Your body's not going to heal as fast. You're going to age quicker. Your testosterone is going to be down, which means you're ultimately losing gains, bro. And this is not just about gains, but you are losing muscle mass in real time every time you spill your seed. And I've been through this bad, guys. Throughout my years, I have worked out. I've been in and out of the gym for 5 years. I've been consistent for 2. The other 3 years, I was in and out. At one point, I was a little bit younger, but I had gotten myself to like 205, 207. And that was the highest I've been at the time. Now I'm 215. I was 235 is my highest. But when I was 207, I started at 185, 190. And I got to 207. And I was so proud of myself. And then a slump came over my life. I wasn't using my ambition anywhere outside of the gym. And then I stopped going to the gym. And guess what happened? I fell into the same trap as I did before. And started wasting my seed. I mean, God knows how much. I lost all the mass that I gained. I went right back to, 185? Maybe even lower than that, if I'm being real. I lost all my mass. And I had to start from nothing again. And this is something I wouldn't typically tell anybody, bro. But the cost of this has been so great on my life. I can't just sit back here with the experiences that I have and this influence that I have and not say anything. It's not right. And I just want you guys to really take one day. I'm not asking you guys to stop doing this for the rest of your life, but just take one day. And don't pedalize. Don't put it on a pedestal. Don't, I didn't, we have to think about this as if it's normal, as if our day-to-day life does not include spilling our seed over pornography. If you have a girl, better. If you're married, great. But I would much rather spill my seed with a woman than I would over pornography. But preferably, I would rather be in absolute control of my desires. Absolute, which means on my terms, not whenever my body's feeling some sort of way. But just one day, we got to start with just one day. If we can start with one day, we can make 1 2. We can make 2 4. We can make 4 6. We can make 6 8. We can stack up days from there. But if we don't start, we'll never get to that finish line, guys. It is a battle. And it's not a battle to fight. It's a battle to flee from. When these urges come up, find something productive. If you don't have a business or anything, do some push-ups, right? Go talk to a family member about something random. Write. But we have to use that energy. We have to transmute. It's called sex transmutation. In the book Think and Grow Rich, they talk about this topic, and there are many books on this topic that are going to dive far deeper than I have today. But it's a good book. It's a good chapter. I highly suggest you read it, because once you understand how to use this, you can take this very far, this life very far. But we need to find outlets. We need to be so distracted in building ourselves up as men that we do not have time to indulge in lust. I'm sorry, did I say that wrong? We need to be so focused, on building ourselves up as men that we don't have time for distractions like lust. This is key, because I have noticed in my own life that when I am focused on building out videos for you guys, when I'm focused on bettering myself as a man, I don't even think about it. I go to sleep. I don't even have the time to take part of this act because I'm so busy working on the things that I want to build that I don't even have the time. And you guys need to find a way to find something that you're passionate about. This could be anything. It could be tech. It could be writing. It could be sales. It could be any type of learning, reading. It could be literally anything that you're passionate about, and put your focus into that whenever your body is telling you that you want to partake in this act. We need to use that same energy and move it, shift it somewhere else. And this is something that has been shown throughout history that takes that energy and turns it up a notch. When you are working on things that you are passionate about while utilizing sex transmutation, the work gets sharper. The energy is lifted because you have all that built up energy ready to go at a whim. And this video was a lot more impactful than I thought it would be, but the root of this video is that when you waste your seed, you're wasting your vitality. Your vitality is directly rooted to your gains. It's directly rooted to your testosterone, your mental capacity and function. It's directly correlated to your healing. And not just physical healing. We're not going to get there, but you get the point. Anyways, it was an honor to talk to you guys. A force tried to stop me from making this video multiple times, so I'm glad that I get to get this out to you guys and serve you guys the best that I can in this very moment. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.